Good morning, friends. Hope you all are having an excellent week. Thank you for joining me once again here in the Sinnoh region, Home City in particular. So, after spending some time exploring the city and making some puffins and doing a contest, I am very excited to begin our adventuring once again. And kind of get back to some battles and more normal Pokemon things. And look who we run into, none other than our rival Barry. Ta-da! Kept me waiting again, Sin? Let's see how much tougher you and I have gotten, right here and now. Hey, you're a trainer now. You're expected to be ready for a battle. No whining, no waiting. Let's get the show started. See, I like that. I'm totally okay with that. And full disclosure, I actually tried to leave town earlier today to farm some berries, and once again was stopped because I ran into Barry here. So as soon as I ran into him, I just turned off the game and turned it back on again. But yeah, no berries yet. One of these days I will plant that citrus berry and start getting more of them. But alright, we're still using Gyarados for now. I might switch back to our main team in a bit, we'll see. So his Starly's level 19, not too far below ours. Although I guess most of our team is, yeah, I guess Billy and Win are 28 for example, so maybe it is quite a bit lower. Alright, let's go ahead and use Water Ball. That should definitely do the most damage to this poor little Starly here. And down he goes. I'm imagining this won't be a super tough battle, but hey, it's always fun facing our rival and seeing what Pokemon he has. And it'll be a nice warm-up. Oh yeah, I'll show you something wicked too. Well, Roselia is grass type, but Gyarados is part flying type, so even though I don't know any flying type attacks, I will not take extra damage from its grass type attacks. And Stun Spore, that's a pretty good choice there. Stun Spore does not have perfect accuracy, but it does paralyze your Pokemon, as you can see, which means I am now almost certainly slower, and also I might not be able to attack because of my paralysis. Also, fun fact, when I was a kid I always read that as paralysis, so instead of paralysis, because I didn't know how to say the word, I just read the word. And even to this day, when I see it in Pokemon, my brain says paralysis. If I see it like in any other context, I know it's paralysis. But when I see it in Pokemon, it's just like programmed into me for the rest of my life now. So if I say paralysis, don't make fun of me. And you should actually never make fun of somebody who mispronounces words, because that means they read it instead of heard it, which is a good thing. Reading is a good thing. Alright, so Primplup, that is the evolved form of Piplup. And the unevolved form of Empoleon. Alright, so in the original games, Crunch would have been not very effective, because Dark type used to be not very effective against Steel types. But they changed that in Gen 6. I think they felt Steel was a little bit too powerful, since it resisted like every type in the game, virtually. And it already had an advantage against the brand new Fairy type, so to balance it, it no longer resists Dark or Ghost type. Which I think is fair. I think that was a decent choice. It does give Pokemon like Bronzong and Metagross, though, twice the weaknesses they would have had otherwise. They used to be weak just to Fire and Ground. Now they're weak to Fire, Ground, Ghost, and Dark. Alright, one more Crunch should probably finish it off. I didn't know Primplup could learn Grass Knot. That's pretty cool. Ah, paralyzed again. Okay. And Stealth Rock. That's okay, a very bad time to be using Stealth Rock. I like that they give him some moves that you can get from TMs. That's really cool, especially like Stealth Rock from the gym, because we do know he's beaten Roark as well. But yeah, in terms of strategy, if you're going to use Stealth Rock, use it early on in the fight. And Ponyta. Seems like he has a diverse type of team here. And Flame Charge. Yeah, not a good move. I don't know if it knows like, maybe it doesn't know any better moves, but if it knows like Stomp or Tackle or anything, that would have been better than Flame Charge. Alright, so Gyarados has swept the team. Good job, Gyarados. What just happened? You're telling me I lost? Pretty much. And what's this? Tori's evolving. Well, that's awesome. I knew it had to be pretty soon. And there we go. Tori, our Weasel, has evolved into Floatzel. That's awesome. Good job, Tori. All grown up. And That makes Tori actually the first member of our team to have reached her final form. So that'll make her one of our strongest Pokemon at this stage in the game. It floats using its well-developed flotation sac. It assists in the rescues of drowning people. Very kind, I can totally see that. It's a cool design for a Pokemon, I actually really like that. Wow, you KO'd my team again? This messes up my dream of becoming the greatest trainer ever. No, I just need to keep getting tougher and keep winning. One day. That's it. I'm going to challenge the Veilstone Gym next. See you around, Sin. You'll be blown away by how much tougher I'll be next time we meet. Well, I really hope so, Barry, because so far, that was not much of a challenge. I have 6 Pokemon, and you didn't defeat one. No offense, man, but let's see if he can become a more formidable foe next time. I'm going to heal up because Gyarados is in pretty bad shape, and then we will start heading towards Veilstone City ourselves and the 3rd Pokemon Gym. Yeah, I did do some Googling because I was kind of curious. In my initial research about this game before I started playing it, I heard mixed things about how tough or easy it was. At first I heard oh, it's got the experience all. It's going to be really easy. That was before it even launched, so I think a lot of that was speculation. And then I heard when it came out, it was well, no, they kind of rebalanced it for the experience all. But I kind of think that was not true, because it seems like the levels of our opponents are the exact same levels that they were in the original games, which did not have the experience all. And while the first part of the game was pretty hard, I think that was mainly because of the starter we chose. Now that we have full team and a decent amount of levels, it seems like the enemy trainers' levels are just not keeping up. So I did some searching, and yeah, what I kind of got was that the experience all does make it pretty easy until you get to the Elite Four, which makes it a huge jump at that point. So I'm looking forward to that. And even once you beat the Elite Four, there's 2 different rematches you can do against them, and they'll get stronger and stronger still. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, I'm kind of debating. I think for now we're just going to stick with what we're doing. I might even switch back to our normal team soon. There's Sturdy again. Because one thing we haven't even encountered yet, and I won't get too much into it now, is the friendship mechanic in these later games gives your Pokemon very random but very powerful benefits, like shrugging off status effects or surviving on 1 HP, kind of like Sturdy does. And those are not bonuses that your opponents get, so that makes it even easier to beat these trainers, in addition to being overleveled. So I'm sure I'll get into my rant about that at some point, but we'll hold that off on that for the time being. But yeah, it's kind of a shame because I do like a challenge, and it seems like the trainers for a bit won't be too challenging. So I'm kind of debating internally. Obviously I'm using our non-standard team to try to keep them from being too overleveled, but I feel like even doing that, one, we're still getting some XP from the experience all, so it's not doing too much good. And secondly, now we're spending a lot of time using Pokemon that really aren't the Pokemon that I'm excited to play with. I really want to use this new Gen 4 team and use Anna and Wynn and Billy and Tori. So I don't want to spend half the game using other Pokemon just to keep them from getting overleveled. What's going on here? Hey, Bibarel. Yay! Hi, yay! I'm training for a super contest show with my Bibarel here. Oh? Looks to me like you've already participated in a super contest show. You beat me to the punch. An experienced contestant like you deserves these. Oh, some stickers, okay. Thank you for the stickers. And sorry, I keep hitting the A button there. Alright, well, I do see some berries up ahead. Oh, there's a fisherman. Let's skip him for now. Gyarados turned your way and grinned happily. I do want to beat this guy though, because this route is a great route for hatching eggs on. Oh, he's just jogging, he's not fighting. Okay, that's fair. So it's really good to clear the trainers here. You are also not a trainer. Yes, I knew you and the Pokemon Fan Club chairman would hit it off. I'm so happy you've become one of us. Please take these as a token of our friendship. I knew it'd be more stickers. Hopefully we don't get stickers by every person in the game from now on, because that'd be a little bit annoying. Alright, let's pick the berries. And I think those are Leppa berries, right? The yellow ones here? They are! Okay, Leppa berries are great because they heal your power points. And there are very few items that heal power points in any of the Pokemon games. They're ethers and elixirs, but you really can't buy them. You just find them, and they're fairly rare. All right. I hope I'm not going to regret this, but what I'm going to do is plant 1 citrus berry here, and 1 lepa berry, and I am going to make it a point to come back to this patch and check on them. So you can see the other one has gotten wet as well now. Alright, let's face these two with Gyarados and Luxio, and then maybe after that we'll switch back to our normal team again. Because like I said, I don't want to be using them the entire time. That kind of defeats the purpose of having a different team. Now, one thing I might consider is maybe doing like a B team and switching out between teams, because that'll really disperse the experience. We already have sort of 2 members. I could add Bronzor or catch some other Pokemon that I think are interesting. That's an idea. Another idea is just to use our regular team and just deal with the being overleveled for most of the game. And like I said, eventually the enemy trainers will catch up, but not right away. Let's use Bite. Super effective against Mime. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because Mime Jr. is part Fairy type, so probably should have used an Electric type attack. But Mime Jr. and Bonsly are both baby Pokemon. They're both very weak, and yeah, it didn't really matter too much. It has been fun using Gyarados and Luxio, though. I do appreciate having the opportunity. I just don't want to be using them. Like, I feel like I was trying to use them until my opponents caught up. I'd be using them to like level 40, and then maybe we'd finally be on par. Torment, I am not going to use because that's. What does Torment do? It keeps you from using the same move twice in a row, I believe. Which is kind of, annoying when the opponent uses it to you, but not really that big of a deal when you're using it against a computer opponent. Alright, good job, Gyarados. Okay, let's bring out, now that Tori's fully evolved, and she is also a lower level, excuse me, let's go ahead and bring her to the front of the party. And we'll put Anna in the 2nd slot, just in case we face any more double battles. So the other thing I could do to maybe not be so overleveled is just stop facing every trainer we find. Which I really don't like, because, I don't know, part of the fun of me, I like facing the trainers. Wild Pokemon less so, but like, it's really cool just to see what Pokemon they have, and it's a really interesting costume that the Pokefans have in this game. First time I've seen that. Let's use Aqua Jet. Hopefully we don't trigger Pikachu's static ability, which will paralyze us 30% of the time when we make a contact move, like Aqua Jet. Yeah, I like, this is the first time I've ever trained a Floatzel, so it's cool seeing the sprite and the little like inner tube thing there. I'm so angry! Oh well. It's a life lesson. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Alright, anything hidden over here? So yeah, I could maybe just... Oh, there is. Not hidden in the way I meant, but... X accuracy and similar items, X attack, X defense, etc. are... excuse me, Gyarados. Thank you. Oh, let's put... I almost kind of like it better when the first Pokemon is the one that comes out with you. It's one less thing to change, but... I guess it's good to have options. Oh, not swap, sorry. I want to walk together. There we go. Hey, Tori. Oh, that's so cool. I do like that. Like, there's some things about this game that I don't like the ease of it, and there are some things that I really love, like having your Pokemon follow you around. That's so cool. I really can't wait to see where the series goes, like in the upcoming, let's say, decade. Like, I could see there being like VR Pokemon games, not just AR like Pokemon Go, but like, and that would be cool too. Like, imagine like having, what was it, like Google Glasses was like those glasses that didn't really ever take off, but I feel like as technology gets better, they might come up with something like that again. But imagine them playing like Pokemon Go with those glasses on. Like, you look around, you just, any other trainers playing Pokemon Go, you see like a Pokemon following them around and walking with them. Like, how cool would that be to see? Like, it'd be like you were living in the actual Pokemon world. Seeing people walking around with, Roselias and Togekisses and Dragonites and Garchomps and Floatzels, and that would just be so awesome. And I hope we get to see that, whether it's in Pokemon Go or a later AR game. And then there's VR, which would be, a totally immersive world, which I think would be awesome. Kind of, that was, when I was thinking about the sprites the other day too, that was something I thought about, was obviously for these games on the Switch, which is kind of, not the most powerful console out there, they obviously want to make the models fairly easier to render, fairly simple and generic looking. There's not a ton of detail. And I think they did a really good job kind of making them a little cartoonish, but also like cool looking. So I do understand, and I think they did a good job with what they were doing. But I can't help but wonder, like, what's he doing? Another jogger. Okay. I'll come back here in a second. Is there a hidden item down here? I feel like I vaguely remember there being a hidden item here, which is going to be really scary if I remember that from like 10 plus years ago. Oh my god, I can't remember, the names of certain Pokemon, but I remember somehow there's a tiny mushroom. I didn't know it was a tiny mushroom, but there was something in the back of my head that told me there was an item there. Who's this guy? There are statues you can dig up from the walls of the Grand Underground. Oh, I'm sure we'll find those at some point. And some more berries here. But I was thinking, as they get to more powerful consoles, and technology itself just gets better too. I expect one day, I hope one day, I really hope one day, we see a game where the Pokemon models are like photorealistic. Like, so full disclosure, I actually haven't seen Detective Pikachu yet. I really should. I don't know why I haven't seen it. I've just been putting it off and never got to it. Oh, Bibarel. Bibarel is oh my god, see, I remember the tiny mushroom. Bidoof, thank you, okay. Is Bidoof's evolved form. I feel like I'm getting old, I'm not even that old, but my memory is clearly not what it used to be. Yeah, it's Bidoof's evolved form, and it's the one that used to be like the perfect Pokemon to teach HM moves to, because it's normal and water type, and most HM moves are either normal type or water type. Couldn't learn Fly or Flash. I think those are about the only ones. Alright. I probably should have ran away. Again, I'm trying not to get experience here, and this is going to be a decent amount of experience, but you know me, can't turn away from a good fight. Yes, I think for now I'm just going to use our main team and just not feel bad about it. And if I have to do a B team at some point, if it gets like really sillily overpowered, then I'll do that. Oh, the Lost Tower, I forgot about that. Maybe we'll explore that this episode. And a Staravia, very cool. Yeah, but I'd love there to be a game, whether it's a main series game or maybe even just a spin-off game, where the Pokemon are like super realistic looking. Like, how cool would that be? And I also, for a very long time, been waiting for a game, which is actually kind of exists now in a way. Oops, sorry. Sorry, Tori, I'm trying to get some... Hey, there we go. Gotta get some momentum there to get up that sand hill. Calcium, okay. Let's, Alright. Let me interrupt my own train of thought. I sorry I keep hitting the Y button. I keep thinking that's the menu, but it's the X button. Alright, so X attack and X defend, which I was saying before, and X accuracy, increase your Pokemon stats by one stage for that battle only. It's just like using Defense Curl would be. X defend is basically the exact same thing as Defense Curl, except you don't need to use a move slot for it. But in my opinion, like I said, I won't be using in-battle items anyway, and even if you wanted to, I mean, I guess you could, but I feel like because they only raise your Pokemon's stat by, I don't say sharply, I guess they increased it at some point. So it is 2 stages, so I guess an attack is more like a free Swords Dance, and defense would be more like a free Iron Defense, which is like a twice as good Defense Curl. So yeah, I guess if you are having trouble with a battle and you want to like make sure you win, this is another tool at your disposal. I will say, if you get to like at least the middle of the game and you use every tool at your disposal, like items and X attacks and your Pokemon friendship and overlevel, like there's a lot you can do to make the game like really, really easy. Like to make it hard, you have to really limit yourself by not using X attacks or by using set mode instead of switch. That's another advantage. You just get so many advantages as a player character in these games that it's really kind of silly in my opinion. But like I said, not going into my rant any more than that. Calcium is the reason we are here. Calcium is a little like a rare candy in a way, but instead of increasing your Pokemon's level, it increases their special attack. And if you remember, I was talking about EVs, I think it was last episode, effort values. What this does, it gives 10 effort value points in the appropriate stat. So this one is special attack. Which is interesting because, a bit of a fun fact here, we're not really going to have a special attacker on our team, just kind of the way it worked out. Normally I like to have an even balance between special attackers and attackers, or at least, at least 2 of each, I would say. But Hey, you want to battle? Yes, good. But just the Pokemon I wanted to train here in the Sinnoh region that I haven't... Well, I've trained... Okay, let me think a second here. I've trained an Infernape before. I'm almost positive I've trained a Staraptor before. I probably have trained an Elekid before. That one I'm a little less sure of. I have not trained a Floatzel before. And of the two last Pokemon, which I won't spoil, one of them I am pretty certain I've not trained, and the other one I'm definitely certain I have trained. But maybe only once, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm excited to use it again. For the first time in a very long time. But yeah, all of them are going to be physical attackers, or I should say primarily physical attackers. And I think that's not just a coincidence. For whatever reason, a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon are really high in attack stat and not as good in special attack. There are a few that are good in special attack, like Porygon Z or Togekiss or Magmortar. I've trained Magmortar and Togekiss in my Heart Gold Let's Play, which was a Gen 4 game, but I more did it because they're based on Johto Pokemon, Magby and Togepi. I've not trained a Porygon Z, and that actually, I did consider training a Porygon Z in this Let's Play. That was one of my choices. Also, Yanmega was a choice. In fact, Porygon Z I just didn't really have a slot for, and I have trained a Porygon Z before, back in the day. I don't think I've ever trained a Yanmega, but, and I was going to for the longest time, but then it kind of occurred to me, I was like, well, you don't get Yanma until later in the game, and in fact, I didn't know this at the time, I thought I'd be playing Platinum, but you can't get Yanma at all in Brilliant Diamond, I don't think, until after you beat the Elite Four, so definitely glad I didn't go with Yanmega. But yeah, and I thought it'd be really cool just to catch a Starly right at the start, and I don't usually train like the normal and flying type Pokemon at the beginning of the game, but because sometimes they're not that powerful, like Noctowl is, yeah, a cool Pokemon, but it's not really super strong. Oh, double battle, that's cool. You don't see many double battle people on the move, that's interesting. But Staraptor in particular has really good stats, or at least really good offensive stats, and actually has a decent move pool. A lot of those bird Pokemon don't really get great move pools, which makes them a little bit harder to use at the end game. But Staraptor really does, and it has a great ability in Intimidate too, so it's just a really cool bird Pokemon. And like I said, I think I've trained one before, but if I have, it's been a very long time. So I figured that would be a pretty cool addition to the team, and I'm definitely not having any regrets there. And Anna, we're going to have you use Pluck on Meditite, which should be super effective. One nice thing about being overpowered here is that the battles go by pretty quickly. I do like that. Alright, and down they go. But yeah, I can't wait until they make games one day that are like really realistic, especially if it's a VR game that's like incredible. Like imagine a truly open world Pokemon game, like a Skyrim for Pokemon, or there was like a Legend of Zelda game, was it Breath of the Wild, that got rave reviews, and I might play that one day, but it's on my list. But I think when Pokemon Arceus was announced, a lot of people thought it would be a game like that and hoped it would be a game like that, and they're like, no, it's not really open world, which is kind of disappointing. But whether or not I'll play it, we'll see. It's coming out very soon after this game for 2 Sinnoh-based games, so maybe not, but maybe someday. We'll see. Okay, let's see what this guy says. Oh, that's Tori. Staring at my face. Hey, it's not nice to stare. When you're on the bike, you always move two... Okay. No, that's not what I want to do. There's too many buttons on this controller. I'm too old for this many buttons. I'm used to the old Game Boy days. You had one plus pad, and you had an A button, a B button, and I think you had start and select, and that was it. No triggers, no joysticks, and all this. Yeah. I mean, it's good to have more buttons. I'm just being facetious here, but... Where departed Pokemon sleep. This is the Lost Tower. Oh, cool. It's kind of like the Lavender Tower, I guess. We'll head up there in a second. And I do want to head back to that weird rock, too. But first I want to finish my thought, which is that I would love an open world game. Oh, Steelwing. That's cool. I would love an open world game with, like, photorealistic Pokemon. Just, like... I mean, how cool would that be to, like, be just wandering in this wilderness and seeing the real Pokemon in their natural habitat. It'd be like living in the anime. That would be, I know I'm geeking out, but that would just be like the most awesome thing ever. Like I can't wait for that. All right. So make sure you eat healthy and exercise so we can all live to see a photorealistic Pokemon game, because that would just be so incredibly awesome. And I expect it's coming. This series is just so popular. That's got to be something that's going to come in like 5 or 10 years. And I will certainly be playing it, so make sure to subscribe so you can watch me play it. And hopefully play it yourself as well. And hey, maybe it'll be an MMO. That'll be even more awesome. All right. Let's get rid of Workup. We really haven't had a chance to use that. And yeah, Steel Wing is a pretty good move. Base 70 power. It's not totally accurate, as you can see. But I feel like for this stage in the game, it's a really good move to teach Staravia. And it, she doesn't really have that many good coverage moves yet. So I'm really happy we found that one this early in the game. Thief, actually, if I had another Thief, I would give it to Anna. I just don't want to use my only one. So, because it is a pretty good, move. It used to be base 40 power, and they upped it to 60, which I actually really like. It's actually become very useful in competitive play for that reason. Alright, let's be a little bit more quiet and respectful here. This is after all the place where Pokemon are laid to rest, sadly. Oh, and there are wild Pokemon here too. I suspect ghost types. Or a Zubat. I was thinking a Ghastly. Alright, I'm going to use a Repel though, because I don't really want to face a Zubat. And I don't know if there's Ghastly here or not, but, even if there is, we've seen Ghastly before, they're not that exciting. Okay, Repel. There's a Super Repel, ooh. I'm not going to use that though, because I don't think we're going to be in here super long. We'll probably just be in here normal long, so we'll use a normal Repel. Oh no. Ghost, get away! Eek, help me, team! No, I'm not a ghost, just a person. Oh, I heard a joke the other day that I'm not gonna remember it. I'm gonna get it totally wrong now and mess it up. But it was like, my roommate says that our house is haunted, but I've never seen anything strange in the 200 years I've been living here. Which kind of implies that the person saying it is the ghost. 200 years is not a normal human lifespan. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my joke. This is why I have a Pokemon YouTube channel, or a video game YouTube channel, and not a comedy YouTube channel. Oh, Aerial Ace, okay. That's interesting. Let me check out Aerial Ace, but I think we might just keep Pluck. Aerial Ace is, as you can see, it's basically the flying equivalent of Swift, but physical instead of special. And it, 60 base power, it never misses, which is like even better than 100% accuracy. It means even if like your Pokemon gets hit by a sand attack or something, or if your opponent uses like Minimize or Double Team to increase its evasiveness, it doesn't matter. Aerial Ace will still always hit. But it does have fairly low base power, and Pluck is basically the same thing. But I feel like a lot of really strong opponents in this game have Citrus Berries or berries of some type. I mean, it's already been really useful, and we're like a quarter of the way into the game, so I think I'm going to keep Pluck. It's kind of redundant with Pluck, really. There might be a niche situation where like it'd be better to have it, but it's not worth a move slot, in my opinion. And Kricketune. Let's use Rock Tomb there. As we've learned before, Rock Tomb is super effective. So the other thing that I thought was really cool, and I've thought this since like the Pokemon Stadium days, was I really want a game, and I know you're going to scream that this already exists, I'll get to that. I really want a game where you can actually play as a Pokemon. And what I mean by that is don't get me wrong, for the main series games, they should stay like this in my opinion. I love the strategy of it. I just, the 4 move slots and raising your team, all of this is golden. Don't change a thing. I mean, change your graphics and all, but keep the core mechanics the same in my opinion. For the main series of games. But as far as the spin-off games go, I would love a game that you could like fly around as a Charizard and you hit the A button to use Flamethrower, and you hit the B button to use like Seismic Toss or whatever, and you could fight other Pokemon, and I mean even if it's kind of like a Coliseum type game or something like that, but you could actually play as your Pokemon and play as Pikachu and use Thunderbolt and all. That would just be so cool, like more of like an action game as opposed to an RPG. And again, I don't want that for the main games, but as like a spin-off console game, in like a Coliseum Stadium type kind of game, that would be awesome. Now they do have a game that's kind of like that, and I can't remember the name of it. I know you guys are shocked by that. I haven't actually played it. It's I want to say it's like a Japanese-sounding name, but I could be wrong. I think it's like it's based on another series of games that I also haven't played, and I'm not too familiar with. But I know it exists because I've actually seen they actually have competitive world tournaments for that. So at the Pokemon, I think it's a yearly tournament. Actually, no, it's way more than yearly. It builds up to a yearly world championship, but there's plenty of like regional championships that lead up to the world championship, which again is just so cool. I love they do that now, and the Pokemon is big enough and popular enough to make that happen. Also, I hope you guys don't mind I'm talking about like random stuff as we do these battles. They're not really that interesting, so you know, if we run out of things to talk about, we'll talk about what we're doing. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments and I'll respond. But for now, I just like being excited about the future of Pokemon. But yeah, so the tournaments they do have 3 parts. They have the regular game, which is double battles, kind of like this. It's based on the main games, and all the Pokemon are IV bred and everything, and they have rules about how many legendaries you can have. It's really fun to watch. It's almost like watching chess but with Pokemon. It's really, really cool, actually. I know when I tell people that like I like watching competitive Pokemon battling, they're like, really? It's like it's not like the anime where it's like, oh, look at the power of friendship, or like the video games are now. There's no Pokemon Ami based friendship rolls the dice in competitive Pokemon play, thankfully. There is some RNG with like misses and freezes and things, but overall it is much more of a strategy based game with just enough RNG to make things interesting. I actually kind of like the balance that they've obtained, because if there was no RNG, the battles would all be exactly the same, and it'd be like having computers just fight each other. But anyway, without getting too far off topic, so they have the main series of games. Oh no, static. There we go. I was talking about that earlier. They have the trading card game, which is also still a thing, which I love. I haven't played that since I was a kid, but I love that game as a kid. I'll talk more about that at some point later on, I'm sure. And they have this other like fighting-based Pokemon game. It's almost like Mortal Kombat, but with Pokemon. And it's a really cool looking game, and it's just like I described. You hit different buttons to use different moves. And that's really cool. If I have more time, I'd love to give that a try. Let's switch out to different Pokemon here. We will use... Let's use Anna. Even though she's hurt a little bit, I think she can still fight pretty well. Ooh, and I see some double battles here. So this is a much bigger area than I thought it was. I was thinking it was like just a really simple tower. I didn't remember there being like this many trainers here. It really is almost like Lavender Tower. So hopefully you guys don't mind if we do a little bit of a longer episode today. Yeah, so I'd love to take, if they took like the mechanics of that game, but instead of just being like a 1v1 fighting game, I would love to see it as like an open world game, or just something, or even like an RPG would be really cool. Yeah, so that's my thought on that. I think that's proof that the games are expanding into what Pokemon is. It's not just the RPGs anymore. They have fighting games and trading card games and Pokemon Go and all kinds of stuff. I probably should have used Pluck, but I guess it's not holding a barrier. Would have eaten it already. Yeah, I love to see that, and I hope the games are still continue to be popular, and we get to see a lot of spin-off games, because some of them are successful, some of them are not. I mean, Pokemon Snap was amazing. Oh, I probably should have switched Tori away from the second slot there, or used a Cherry Berry or something. Oh well. Hey, look at that. Floatzel versus Weasel. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where the series goes from here, and I hope they keep experimenting and expanding. And Pokemon is just such a cool universe and concept that I'd love it to continue to expand. Okay, let's use Pluck against Weasel, and we will use Aqua Jet against Ponyta. Quick Claw, okay. Although with Aqua Jet we would have been first anyway. And I imagine this should be another one-hit knockout as well. Yep, there we go. Very nice. Beth and Bob have been defeated. Well, aren't you the lively one? You got a lot of giddy up and go in you. Whoa, did that say 9,000? Do we really have that much money? Or is it 900? It's probably 900, but I could have sworn it said 9,000. Maybe the farm game is really going really well right now. Alright, let's switch Tori for... Let's bring out Win. Ooh, low sweep. So that is... Low sweep is a newer move. I believe it's a fighting type move that lowers your opponent's speed, kind of like Bulldoze. I could be wrong about that one. I'm not 100% sure on low sweep. But in the interest of time, I think I'll check that one out either next episode or maybe off screen. I imagine a fewer Pokemon could learn low sweep though, and I probably will teach it to one of them. Oh, there we go, the version exclusives. Murkrow is only available in Diamond, or Brilliant Diamond I should say, and Mischievous is only available in Shining Pearl. I think that was also true in the original games, if I remember correctly, but I'm less sure about that. Alright, we will use Pluck against Mischievous, and when... let's use Flame Wheel against Murkrow. Let's see how much that does. It is a one-hit knockout. Very nice. Yeah, I think I said this earlier, but I've kind of decided I'm going to probably just use our team, and then see how the next like gym battle or two goes, and if like the next two gym battles are just like laughably easy. Like it's one thing if they're just a little bit easy, but if like we sweep them with like one Pokemon apiece, which we might, I think what I'll probably do is put together like a B team and maybe, you know, use them for a little bit, switch back and forth, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I love team building, so I wouldn't really mind doing that. But at the same time, these games are not super long games, so I do want to make sure we get enough kind of time to really enjoy our main team as well. Yeah, 10. I am pretty sure in the last games you did not get 10,000 Pokédollars. Like that is laughably easy. Again, struggling not to get into my rant here, but all right. Now, who are these people? Let's explore a bit first. Any hidden items? Doesn't look like it. The fact that there are two of them makes me wonder if we'll face them in battle, but I don't know what trainer class they would be, so probably not. Let me make your journey out of this place less frightening. Take this. The Cleanse Tag. I think that's a hell item that makes wild encounters less common? Yes, it does. There we go. Okay. See, I do know things, sometimes. The Lost Tower is where the spirits of departed Pokemon are put to rest. Those that enjoyed long lives, those whose time were short, all the departed Pokemon shall find solace here. It is good of you to visited. Here, take these technical machines. TM96. I remember the days when there were only 50 technical machines. Strength. Oh, okay, so we've obtained strength now. Now we don't have the badge to use it. Yeah, I think that's not until like our 5th or 6th gym. But the move strength is pretty good. Again, we'll check that out next episode, because it's a pretty strong move. The only downside is sometimes it's harder to delete HM moves. Although they might have done away with that if they have the Pokage thing now. But yeah, that's the Lost Tower. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will go ahead and leave off screen. And when we come back, we will continue making our way towards Solaceon Town and Veilstone City after that. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.